Warmest greetings and welcome back everyone to our Marvel Plus live reaction of Miss Marvel, titled
The Marvelous Ms. Khan.
Last time, I think we were a bit harsh on the first episode. Granted, I still had my gripes with it. I didn't think it was a good start to the series, despite everyone saying otherwise. I guess just because of elements in it that I felt affected me personally or stuff that I experienced. I'm not saying the show was bad or anything right off the bat. Like I said, I just found it a bit of a rough start. It was hard to get on board a little bit. But now that she has powers, now that we're getting into the whole superhero portion of the show, I feel like things are going to get better from here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I certainly was nowhere near as harsh as you were. Obviously, yeah, there were some things that kind of dragged it down a little bit for me, but, you know, it's superhero origin story. I'm certainly excited to see where it goes, and as I've said, I've at least had some idea of who Kamala Khan / Ms. Marvel is in the comics from little bits and pieces of exposure. I think the actress so far is doing a good job. I'm hoping eventually she'll be a lot more bright and bubbly as it picks up.
I'm sure once she is able to actually be herself, embrace her powers, and get out from under her family's thumb. It's like I said, a lot of what made it rough to watch was just everyone keeping Kamala down and just giving her crap for things like doodling and for daydreaming and going to cons and stuff that's highly unfair and is like unfairly stigmatized as a whole. But like I said, we're getting into the power portion because we saw last episode that she had put on her grandmother's bracelet as part of her costume, and it turns out it has magic powers. So now this episode, we're going to see how she learns to use said powers in the episode.
Crushed.
I wonder if they mean that literally or figuratively.
Crushed it.
Yes, I look forward to it. We're probably going to see a montage. As well as, lots of fun experiments, because, her friend Bruno is a tech guy, so he can make a lot of things to, test her powers, hopefully in a safe environment. I mean, they are in Jersey City, so, stuff blows up all the time, one way or another. And, of course, he makes costumes, so we know who's going to make her a bitchin' costume. Look forward to that. And we're probably going to see the fallout of her sneaking out to that convention, too, as well as that mysterious group that is now probably going to be on her tail. I heard someone say it was the
Damage Control, I think was the group.
Yeah, that Damage Control group, the one that came in at Spider-Man to clean up his messes.
Yeah.
I guess, since that or since other incidents, they're probably taking a more active role, especially since S.H.I.E.L.D. isn't around to really do that anymore. But we'll have to wait and see, so let's get started and see what happens when Miss Marvel experiments with her powers. And play.
That is Jack. Their teachers are telling me you're doing.
See, I think she knows that that's like a power construct. She has to
The
know.
brown girls from Jersey City who save the world.
Oh, there's Midnight. I heard they snuck him into the new opening. Hair flip. Someone's confident all of a sudden.
Morning, actually. I've been meaning to tell you for years. My name's pronounced Kamala.
Thank you. Not today.
She flipped the script.
She flipped the script.
AirPods that you don't actually understand this close to each other. Love you guys. Rooting for you. Favorite couple. I am so sorry.
Oh no, boy.
You didn't see anything. I tried to shrink and fly and talk to ants and none of it worked.
What makes you think you have alien powers?
Because we're both charming and we look a lot younger than we are.
I can't argue with that.
Well, first you need to start trolling people with Mac and Me videos. Those doors were very convenient.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great. Can you just show me, please?
And then this beautiful white light cascaded over. I felt this wave of calmness, I knew
Dramatic much?
There's another superhero catastrophe, and she's sitting there bragging about being saved by the budget Captain Marvel.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Budget Captain Marvel.
Thank you. Yeah, someone probably said it. Talks and talks. What was it?
Nightlight. Yeah, nightlight. But she keeps a really low profile. But it was all just so life-changing.
Which is why I'm gonna have a party on Friday. You know, to celebrate the fragility of life. I mean, also the afterlife.
So pretentious.
But mostly the fragility of life. Yeah, we're so not going to that party. Hey, you're that new senior, right? Kamala. Well, I'm having a party on Friday. You should come.
I guess you're going to that party.
That sounds pretty fun, actually.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Cool. I'll give you the details.
Yeah.
Oh no, boy.
Where's your that party?
God. Didn't you just get in trouble for going to convention?
I really don't want to go to Zoe's.
It'll be fun.
Wow, that's amazing.
I like the power glove. It's so bad.
So I guess super strength is not a part of the equation.
Yeah, well, maybe I should have tried harder in the gym.
To be fair, it is crystal.
We need to stop eating like this.
Yeah. Also, doing this in the theater was a bad idea.
First?
There's your montage.
Yeah, told you.
All I got is this.
Yeah, it's still something. She's got his Green Lantern powers.
Yeah.
So it looks like the power isn't coming from the bangle. It's coming from within you. Like the bangle will knock the superhuman part of you.
So it's like a conduit in a way.
Or something. Did I relate to Thor?
Yeah.
No, I didn't say any of that.
Bruno!
I am a god.
You're a jukebox hero. You've got stars in your eyes.
Does this look like something I read in here?
It's hard to read. Looks like Arabic or Urdu. I don't know.
To Google Translate. She's trying to be Static Shock.
She'll put a shock to your system.
This rate, yeah.
Let me go. You have to let me go.
You're gonna get hurt. Okay, never mind.
Drama!
Okay, still getting there. Now she's Silver Surfer. I can't wait till they adapt him to this universe. Oh, don't put that in your mouth. Ew. That's Jersey City water. Ah. I know you might be immune by this point, but It's... Really?
Snapchatting in the masjid. It's Insta.
Nobody cares.
That's rude.
We really gotta fix this place.
Mm.
No, I mean they gotta fix our section of this place. See, the men's section is pristine.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mold under the carpets, and the walls are literally crumbling.
The partition and the side entrance are there to preserve all our modesty and dignity. Thank you, Sister Kamala, for reminding us that it is important to share your voice, though perhaps except during my lecture. And another reminder, nominations are still open for the most board election.
My God, Max, you should totally
2022, and we're still doing this.
Do I look like a 9-year-old man to you? Sometimes.
No.
Stop. Just make it
That's rude.
What?
Oh, no, come on, somebody stole my shoes.
Really?
My new Versace's.
Who steals shoes from a mosque? That's messed up. I know this is Jersey City, but still.
Your shit's got nothing on you, baby, okay? You're the change. The change is here, the change is her, everyone. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, maybe we'll run. Yeah. You're gonna be my campaign manager. What?
You're gonna make me do this, you're gonna suffer too.
Oh, hi. Also, I know this is the worst possible time to ask, but...
Kamala Khan. If you're gonna ask something about Avenger Con 2 or something.
No. Zoe's having some people over tonight. Bruno and Aqua will both be there. And I'll be home by 9. Please, can I go?
Okay. But this time, you see that you come back through the door.
At least he's being reasonable this time.
What's up?
Is there alcohol in that?
Nah, it's just orange juice.
Sure it is.
Don't buy it. No, don't drink it.
Dude, why would you do that? That's the vodka.
Never do that. Oh, for crying out loud. Let him be stupid.
Oh no, he's hot.
Abs. 100% on the hottie meter. Careful, he's radioactive.
Everyone's gathered!
Cheese it!
Hey, guys, I have a call, so everyone just call me.
So I guess he's 18.
Cars.
They said he's a senior.
I love the color.
Thank you. You can take her for a ride sometime if you want.
Really?
Yeah. She can't, she failed.
It's...
What she did? You backed up into the car, remember?
Yeah, thanks, Bruno. I almost forgot about that.
It's fine, I failed my first time as well.
Do you like watch, I don't know, Bollywood movies and stuff?
Obviously. But only the greats, like Baziga, other stuff like that.
It'd be funny if they mentioned that guy from Eternals. We're connecting.
I like Bazigar.
You do?
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I didn't realize you'd seen it. It's good.
Dude,
The
cock block.
back is very pleasing.
Someone's jelly.
It's great meeting you guys. Miguel, Paul, Nakia, Brian.
Bits.
See you later.
Of course, he purposely misremembers Bruno's
Bruno.
name.
So add another one to the list. Silencio, Bruno.
Oh no. This is where the Bollywood comes in.
You're probably gonna have to trim this a lot in editing. Thank you, copyright music.
Yeah. Make it so. You make me feel like dancing, dancing that way.
How was Zoe's house?
It's magical.
She's alive, she's alive. So sweet. You know this romance is gonna go horribly now.
I feel like he's a plant.
I feel like it too, honestly. He seems way too good to be true. Whoa.
This feels like Alex Mack all of a sudden.
Pinocchio's nose grows when he lies. Kamala's glows when she's embarrassed or in love. I don't know.
Hello? I also have pads. I know how weird your mom can get about tampons.
Whoop.
I feel like you can't keep up. I know it's dumb, but...
Are you kidding? Between the hijab and the girlies, my parents can barely make eye contact with me anymore.
My whole life, I've either been too white for some people or too ethnic for others. And it's been this very uncomfortable, sucky in between. Like, when I put this on, I feel like me. Like, I have a purpose. It's probably why I ran for the mosque board. And remember, you're the one who convinced me to do it in the first place. I love you. Love you too.
I love you, girl. I love you too, babe.
Or driving lessons.
Hi, how
Hey.
are you?
Good.
You sitting down?
You
Clearly.
see?
Yeah. You got it.
What?
The early immersion program at Caltech. You got it.
Oh,
We're
nice.
spending the next semester at Caltech, in the dorms, on the campus, in the lab.
Sounds expensive.
No. Everything is free. It's all paid for.
Ooh, a scholarship too.
Meals, everything. It's amazing.
What's the catch?
I don't know what to
He's
say.
gonna have to leave Kamala.
You say yes.
Can I think about it?
Okay.
What's to think about?
Have you ever seen a movie?
What kind of question is that?
Yeah. You know that part in the movie where someone comes in to the main character and they say, "You want to be a Jedi?" Or, "You want to answer phones of a demanding but impossibly chic magazine editor?"
This guy's
Well,
so
that's
awkward.
This moment. That is happening to you right now. You're the lead character. I'm Meryl Streep.
You
You
wish.
gotta do it.
I think you're getting your metaphors confused.
Yeah.
Ah, okay, so it's in California. Because it would make it a little difficult for him to be the guy in the chair. Just realized he's dressed like Marty McFly.
Yeah,
Just, I was thinking today, we should work on your balance and concentration.
he's out of time.
I can't really train today.
Hey, he lives at the Circle Q.
That's Bill and Ted, though.
I do want
Still
to
time travel.
Really? How do you feel about driving?
Really?
Yeah, seriously.
Are you sure?
Yeah. De-stress after school. Best thing you can do.
Sure hope you have damn good insurance on that thing.
22 drive, 1,000.
I think I did pretty good, okay?
I think so too.
You were driving way too fast.
First of all, I thought this was a safe space,
Wow.
right? It's not. And second of all, don't tell me you have a massive
crush on Kibuchi.
I told you. I freaking told you.
I'm really obsessed with him.
Hey, I know what Ami means. Mine's the same. She still has a huge crush on Kingo Senior.
So Kingo.
We moved around together a lot.
Well, I mean, you're here now. Maybe someday you'll feel like Jersey's your home.
It's like Stockholm syndrome. You just embrace it.
Why are we,
My brother and his fiancée.
Ooh.
and that's bad because...
Because he's going to freak out.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna freak out.
We don't want that.
We don't.
And then they'll tell her parents, and it'll be a whole big freak out.
Good. He's probably gonna leave in a sec, so let's just wait.
You better not kiss during that time. He's gonna catch you.
Watch him come in.
God damn.
Kamala.
Brother!
Sister.
This is Kamran. He's our cousin.
Cousin.
Our cousin? Like you, me, cousin?
Yeah. I'm Uncle Chaudhry's nephew. Through marriage.
I mean, yeah, look how big he's gotten. He's just like sprouted like a sunflower.
You are terrible liars.
That was the best excuse you could do.
From Pakistan. I think I remember you, man. You're looking at around things on the internet. We called you Haram.com, Ron. We call you that from now on. All right, dude.
All right.
All right, see you at dinner, Kamala.
Nice to
He's
see
gotta know what's up.
Shall we eat? Because that was exhausting.
Hey, remember the time you were working with, what was the name? Hot
Topic.
He worked at Hot Topic.
Please tell me, you had a goth phase.
It wasn't a goth phase.
Oh,
I just wore a lot of black.
Yeah, and like so much spiky jewelry.
I don't
I mean,
think
that's
it
kind of the
was
standard.
It wasn't
Hey,
mine.
come on. That's why we moved to America, right? So that our children could be anything that they wanted to be. Yeah.
Unless you're a girl.
Almost anything.
There's a story about Muniba's family from during the partition.
Mm.
They had to get onto the last train that was getting out of the city. Yeah. Now, her mother, Muniba's mother, Sana, who was just a toddler then.
He whispers it loud enough for her to hear.
Her father tried to find her, but he was injured and needed a walking stick to get around. So, but here's the thing: nobody knows how that little toddler Sana managed to get back on the train just
Before the train pulled out of the station.
Pretty certain the mom knows.
How did she find her father?
Sana always said that she followed a trail of stars.
Mm.
Back to her
So she's had that bracelet her whole life, like since she was little.
That sounds about the gist of it.
She disappeared that night, just like many others did.
See through time! And she literally can.
It's gotta be the evil eye.
Did you not eat anything? Or did you eat too much?
Hello?
Nani, hi.
Kamala? Is that you, beta?
Is it okay if you move the phone a little further back? I can't see you.
Why don't you write to me? I wait for the post every day.
Yeah, I'll get on that. About the bangle.
What about? Which one? What?
The bangle, it does some really weird things, and
That
it's
bangle belonged to my mother, Aisha.
the one who disappeared during partition, my great-grandmother, Aisha. About the bangle.
Oh, but no,
Oh,
I've
no.
spoken too much already. No, I'm not going to talk about this at all, beta.
Kamala?
Your mother will get very upset.
So this belonged to Aisha, and you really have no idea what happened to her?
I want to turn down the volume on that.
Kamala?
Whoop.
Oh.
Nani, please, I have to know.
Wake up! You okay?
Oh, is something wrong?
Huh? No. Everything's fine. You go back to sleep. Sorry.
It's obvious she wasn't sleeping.
Trust me. Even a cover band of Bon Jovi is going to get people to talk for a little. Moreover, your mother loves Bon Jovi.
I mean, he's a Jersey boy, so.
Hey, don't question my love for the Captain Kid.
If it wasn't for slippery when wet, your father and I may never have met.
You just rhymed.
That was gross. I don't want to know. I'm done.
I mean,
They got a Bon Jovi cover band, so that's about halfway there.
Aisha,
Boo.
from Nani, I was talking to her last night and it kind of came up.
That woman brought shame on our entire family. I had to move halfway around the world to forget it.
But, like,
Kamala, you would do best to do the same.
You look fantastic.
Oh, thank you. How do you feel about our first dance as husband and wife being to Living on a Prayer?
Oh, by Bon Jovi?
Yes.
I'd say it's better than You Give Love a Bad Name.
Yes. She loves the New Jersey.
My girl.
Who says you can't go home?
Also, I don't think Living on a Prayer is a good wedding dance, because it's like you're saying, I hope to God that this marriage works.
You'll get everybody up and singing.
Yeah.
Look, I'm the real you, know what I mean? Right? Like, you're okay, not like some wannabe princess. Everyone's just
Put this up in your video.
evil bark, sister. On the new line.
Politics. No, we don't have time. The entire
PA bribery.
to do but eat and gossip.
The Illuminati's actually, they know everything.
Illuminati.
Ever in time for me to make my case to the board?
Do they have their own council too?
Yeah. Come on, you are going to start with the Mosque Bros, yes?
Come on, the Mosque Bros never respect the halal guy.
I mean, like, Mosque Bros are easier. Their life is one giant hole gap. After that, we will mobilize the Sunday school teachers to help infiltrate the Insta Club. Bruno, your group should be relatively easy. It's the converts. But to do that, you have to make it past the mini Harami girls. And last, the ones who know it all and will not let you forget it, the Illuminatis. I'll talk to them. Okay. Had to go after my white whale.
Fun.
I would love to secure your vote for the board.
Oh. Well, the thing is, Rashid is also running. He's my best friend.
He's also a guy, so...
Kamala's my best friend.
Oh,
Right now, she's helping me exercise our right as citizens of this great nation to participate in democracy. Wouldn't rob two young women. I mean, come on, this is
Feminist guild.
your daughter, basically your other daughter.
She already said politics is dirty.
These people died for this. You wouldn't kill our dreams, would you? Vote for nothing. Eat robotic.
Also, what is he eating? I'm curious.
That did look good.
Yeah.
Yusuf, what are you doing?
I think I just got intimidated.
Nothing's right, I'm torn. I'm all out of faith.
How are we today, Miss Zimmer?
It's just about the party, because it really was not that loud.
The Zoe Zimmer.
The only one I know.
You have got to be kidding. I'm a big fan.
Wait, really?
Yes, everyone in the
Of course,
office
suck up
is.
to her first, and she'll give you what you want.
Popcorn. That's all we get for the break room.
And you went to AvengerCon? Oh my gosh. You must have been mobbed by all your fans, no?
No,
You have a good time?
it was so fun. I mean, the costume contest did get canceled, but everybody said that I was a front runner, so.
And then the enhanced individual tried to kill you. Right?
She didn't try to kill me. She saved my life.
I have a feeling that you did this for the likes. Onto something?
Now you switch
and your
gears.
bestie, maybe it was your sister. You and that masked woman look pretty identical. White girl, redhead.
You don't look anything alike. She looks nothing like me.
Oh, so you do know what she looks like. What else do you know?
Nothing. I didn't really get a good look at her.
For the double
It all
team.
happened so fast.
Did she have an accent or anything? Was she Latina? I'm sorry, I'm supposed to say Latinx now, right?
I don't even think you heard her speak.
No, she didn't say anything.
No.
Perhaps. South Asian?
At this point, you say, I want my lawyer.
Let's do the tri-state sweep. Search every temple, community center, and mosque. Just be respectful. The FBI is already surveilling them, you know that.
Got me.
We we go back to my great-grandmother.
Oh, your great-grandmother. My family knew her.
Many.
People knew her and probably wish that they hadn't.
Why? What do you mean?
You have a good mother, Kamala. She did not deserve the shame this woman brought to her family.
What kind of shame are we talking here?
My father called her a snake. She put a curse on everything she touched.
Curse.
I heard that she had a secret affair and took off with someone.
I heard she had many affairs and she had a secret family.
I heard she killed a man.
That's...
Dead. Happened during partition.
Or maybe she went off to fight and died during it.
Maybe she fell in love with a British person. That's awfully convenient.
I'm just gonna casually lean out this third-story window and, you know, assume everything will go fine. Superman! I hope he's on a mask or something.
Yo, it's Nightlight!
Bits!
Climbed all the way up here. Why did I do this?
You're an idiot.
Okay, just calm down and think happy thoughts. What's your favorite thing? What? Something you like. Something I like? Yeah, let's focus on that. What did you
Think of the happiest things. It's the same as having wings.
I put ice cream on cheese.
Ew, why?
Let him die! Let him
die! That's sacrilege!
Later.
There we go. You can do this, girl. Come on. Everybody whips out the phones. Come on, Kamala. Just do it. Don't think about it. Just do it.
Ooh!
Woo! Okay, kind of messy, but now get off that thing before it disappears.
I think he's gonna throw up his ice cream pizza.
Superhero pose. Yep, there goes the Instagram likes.
And that mosque is now a immediate target.
Hurry up, hurry up. Okay, that quickly became a disaster. At least he didn't die.
Yeah, but ooh, that's not a good look.
No. I wonder if the spirit or great-grandmother's in there, sort of like a Jor-El, like gonna guide her or something. Bad timing, though. Jeez. Uh-oh. Drone. Run!
That one of Mysterio's drones / Tony's drones.
Possible.
Right where you are.
This. Oh! Ow.
Oh.
Convenient.
Yep. You are definitely a plant.
Or a villain.
Kamala, I've been waiting a very long time to meet you.
Huh.
Like
They actually are related.
He's your cousin, man, and you wanted to make out with him. What's wrong with you, man? So that's why they made that joke. Well, that's awkward. So I guess as soon as she went viral at the con, that's when they came over to talk to her about the powers. So wait, that's her great-grandmother then, presumably?
Or a descendant.
I was gonna say, would like the bracelet make her immortal or something? Can it do that?
We don't really know much about this, but it's entirely possible.
A lot happened to this one.
Yes.
Pretty exciting. Ooh, where do we even start with this? There's like so much. Well, like I said, I was correct that we were going to see a montage of her experimenting with her powers.
Yep.
Again, I don't really know much about Miss Marvel's powers. Like, I know she can enhance and grow her limbs, but I didn't really know about, like, the diamond powers, like creating platforms and stuff.
From what I've understood, her powers are different in this.
Okay.
Because, like, I think in the comics, it's like her actual body
Right.
is capable of transforming, whereas in this, they have like some sort of external thing, like you said, kind of like hard light with Green Lantern sort of thing.
Yeah, where she can make like constructs.
Yeah. There's a manipulation of the body to an extent, but not quite as it is in the comics.
I do wonder if it kind of works the same way in that she has to channel a certain emotion just to make it work properly.
Probably.
It's tough though, because there are times it seems she has it down, but then other times, I mean, obviously when her concentration is broken, yeah, but I don't know, it just like seems a lot, like half the time it's shaky and half the time it's just, it happens.
Well, obviously, when you're a new superhero, this stuff is bound to happen.
Of course.
It's like you've got those teething troubles, you're still figuring out how all these powers work, how to control them.
Yeah.
So I can't really be very judgmental at this
I'm not judging her and stuff. I'm just trying to figure out how they work exactly,
Yeah.
and if they're different from the comic, then we don't really have much basis to go on. But I mean, obviously they're going to explain it next episode now that she's found her mentor, I guess. I'm assuming anyway. Like I said, I'm still like a bit skeptical here of what was his name, Rahman?
Yeah, I think that's what
Yeah, because like I look at him and I get this vibe. I was thinking he's either one of two things. He was either working with the feds or he's possibly a villain.
Yeah.
Like I was getting like vibes from that, and especially when he jumped off the roof of that house, like did a belly flop into the pool, and wasn't hurt at
known
all.
by every person at that party, and he beelines it right for Kamala. I know his shirt was there.
Mm-hmm.
I still don't care. That seemed like it was very there.
Plus, he knew what she was into and everything. He knew exactly what talking points to get her, what to open up to him and all that. It just seemed like, again, he was like trained very specifically to get close to her.
He's a plant.
Yeah.
He's very obviously a plant.
The question is whether or not he's a good plant or a bad plant, because obviously he's here because of her powers emerge. So either he was there to recruit her so she can meet someone who would teach her how to control her powers, explain the whole backstory with that, because we know there's a backstory there regarding her great-grandmother. Because I'm going to assume, since they said she disappeared during Partisan, she probably was like fighting at that point. Because, you know, that's when the two countries were breaking off, people were fleeing. She probably went to fight and either A, died, or B, managed to, like, sort of succeed, but not to the point where she really got anything, like, done. That was, like, a bad situation all around. So, if anything, she probably ended up having to flee, and she had no choice but to not go back to her family.
Or, as I thought, she met a British soldier or something, and obviously very bad looks from her family.
Yeah.
And she couldn't go back to them. I mean, they wanted to have nothing to do with her.
And makes sense. I mean, if she were to marry a colonizer, definitely
Yeah.
that's grounds for ostracization. I mean, I'm hoping this is a good thing. I'd hate to think they were like villains. Like, I know we're ultimately going to have a villain. I mean, right now it seems like the feds are the villains just because it's not even that they're talking to her in terms of finding out about her powers and stuff like that. It seems like they're trying to intentionally take her out. And it's like, I get it, all their experience with the Avengers and all the other superheroes in this universe probably have made them overly paranoid whenever somebody with powers emerges. But it just seemed like they were going a bit harsh. Like, they were actively already monitoring all those churches and mosques and other places of worship. Also, kind of a big leap in logic that they assumed that it was someone of a different ethnicity. Because it's like, oh, what sort of accent? Do they have this? They have that? And what was her name? Zoe, was it?
Yeah.
She, like, gave, I guess, the slightest indication that maybe she had, like, a Southern Asian accent, which I don't see how, considering Kamala didn't even talk to her. But they're just automatically jumped to that conclusion. Like, I don't get it.
Yeah, no, that was a very big jump there. Unless maybe she, like, had this thought in her head the whole time where this person seems familiar. I've interacted with this person at high school, and she has. So that might have immediately jumped into her head at the time. Who knows?
I guess. I don't know. Like I said, it just took huge leaps in logic for them to get to that point. But yeah, main points aside, there was like a lot of like side stuff going on in this too. Like Bruno's whole scholarship to that tech university over in California. I can see his confliction because his family really is with Kamala, their friend group and her family. So if he goes to California, he's basically alone.
Yep.
And he can't even help her with her burgeoning powers. So I can understand the confliction there. But at the same time, it kind of sucks. It's like, dude, you got a full scholarship to, like, a prestigious university that is meant to cater to your technology abilities. Honestly, if this stuff wasn't going on, I'd say take it. Like, take it, man. So yeah, that'll be probably an awkward conversation.
Yep.
And given how it's obvious Bruno's jealous of Ramon and is trying to get between them, I feel like something's going to happen, either a misunderstanding or whatever, and he's going to decide to just part ways from her and go to the college.
They're going to have an argument.
Yeah.
It'll be
Like
super awkward.
It seems like it's going in that direction.
Super cliche. Yep. And then, don't get on that plane!
And chase him down at the airport, Jim Carrey style.
Except now she has the ability to stop the plane.
Oh, God. Imagine if they show that. It just runs into a big diving wall.
This week on What the Fuck Is Wrong With You?
I also like Nakia's subplot going on, because, like, we didn't get much focus on her last episode, but, like, now we're seeing the difficulty of being in that religious group. Like, I'm not knocking any religion, but, like, first off, I wouldn't be a part of that religion because I would bend down and never be able to get up. But also because they still segregate the genders. They say it's to prevent any mingling and to like
dignity.
To safeguard the women's purity and stuff. But we all know it's just because they consider men to have more power, so they get the front seat and they get the better quarters, while the women just get shoved in the back with the discount like furniture.
Can you say segregation? Seriously though, it really is. It's like
it is.
It's like they're all stuck in the back with the crumbling ceiling and everything, and nobody cares.
And so people keep stealing their shoes.
People keep stealing their shoes. Who does that?
Again, I know it's Jersey City, but still, that's fucked up. But, like, I like that she's trying to challenge the status quo by actually running for the board. Because you know she's going to face opposition. And it's not just because she's a woman, but because she's also light-skinned. And so she's going to have, like, that natural bias.
You know what? Honestly, she's got balls.
Yeah.
She went up to Kamala's father, manipulated him into at least taking her paper there.
It's like, oh, I thought this was America where we were all treated equally, where people died so we can have women's rights, so we wouldn't be shoved down and oppressed. You're not going to take that away from us, are you? I'm like, what? Wow, that said the feminist version of Catholic guilt. That is perfect.
That will take her far.
Yeah.
That will take her far.
And I really do want to see her win that. Actually get some changes for that mosque, because that is just pitiful.
Yes.
It's one thing to keep the genders separate, but not to give them equal quarters and stuff. That is just beyond, like, insulting.
It's like, I can't speak for Muslims for certain, but I do know a lot of people would leave any sort of religion if their voice is not being heard in their own congregation.
That is why most people leave churches.
And that they're stuck to the same traditions that don't make sense to them. That's all religion. If you're not willing to make some changes, then you're kind of signing the death warrant of the religion.
What was it? I know, like, back in the day, like, girls weren't allowed to get bar mitzvahs. It was just guys. And, like, they didn't start doing that for girls till fairly recently, which they should have been doing the whole time. You're going to celebrate a boy becoming a man. Why can't you do the same for a girl becoming a woman? What's the big difference there?
Yeah. Like, nothing wrong with keeping the traditions that are good. Sometimes there are traditions that are archaic, and they were put in place in their time for reasons that were of their time. But since then, time has moved, society's changed, and sometimes you really need to be making those changes along with it. You cannot hold firm to every single tradition.
Yeah, and I mean, good on her for, despite the guff she gets from both sides, that Nakia still wears her hijab, despite it, just because she feels that it's her. That's her religion, even though at times it treats her unfairly because of it. It's still what she believes in. It's still her identities, and she owns it.
Absolutely.
Like I said, I really hope this ends with her, like, you know, being head of that council or whatever it is that she's going for.
Definitely.
I never realized how cliquey mosques can be. You had, like, the jocks, and then you had, like, the nerds, and then you had, like, the Insta chicks and all that.
I mean, again, it's really not much different from any other religion.
High
You know,
school.
their houses of worship or whatever. Having been to church, yeah, there are people who will associate only with, you know, there are certain groups. They hang out in the pews or, you know, whatever, and they're cliquey.
They have their own Illuminatis. I just love that title. It's like you have gossipy ants, but they're like an all-knowing, omnipotent, like, group that, like, they can tell you anything because somehow they know everything.
Why not?
The only, like, thing was, like, it sucks that the rescue didn't go better. I knew it would be rough, and honestly, a lot of times when you see superheroes make their first rescue, it is a little rough, but they ultimately succeed, and that's what gets them notoriety. In this case, she does kind of mess up a bit, and I know that wasn't entirely her fault, but, like, the kid obviously still got hurt. Plus, whoever car that was.
Yeah. Well, he'll never do that again.
Yeah, that kid honestly had it coming.
I don't get why would anybody just up and do that.
Honestly, I've seen people do stupid shit like that. I once saw a girl on her phone lean out of a train as it was running, and she only just pulled herself in last second as another train came going by. If she was like a second later, her head would have been taken clear off. But that is how dumb some people are when it comes to taking pictures and filming themselves on their phone. I mean, look what happened when Pokemon Go became
I was
big.
about to say.
You have people playing it to the point where they walked off cliffs because they were just so engrossed in their phone. I mean, at least it gives superheroes, like, a reason to exist.
Yeah.
Particularly in this universe.
If it weren't for the fact that Sony has ownership of him, I'd be like, where's Spider-Man during this?
Well, he's technically in,
New York, across the river.
Yeah, that's a little far. Like, I know it's sort of close to Jersey, but not that close.
Well, I mean, he kind of divides his time. He's based out of Queens, and he's goes around Manhattan.
Right. It's a bit tough, because you gotta, like, go across the Hudson, and that's not easy, even for a web slinger.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, she presumably found her mentor, so here's hoping once she learns the origin, she can control it better, probably in time to deal with the feds again, because you know they're not going to let them go that easily.
Nope.
My concern, though, is now that they know what mosque she's a part of, they're going to interview every single person there to see if they know who it is. Obviously, no one outside of Bruno knows her identity, but even so, like, they have their ways, and they said they've been monitoring, and plus they're going to see Bruno, they're going to see he was there, and they're going to have questions.
Yep.
I wouldn't be surprised if they even threatened to, like, undo his scholarship or something.
You know, given his conflict over it, I don't think that'd be the worst thing.
I just would like to know why they're going, like, so hard in this case. Again, I know it's because of all the, especially with the villains that came out of Spider-Man and stuff, but she's still a kid. If you can show some restraint with the girl you were interviewing, you can't do the same for the superhero, especially the one that could theoretically crush your head with her diamond-encrusted hand. Like, come on.
No, they knew what they were doing there. They started off soft and friendly, and then once they found that, they came in hard.
Oh yeah, trust me, I've actually been interviewed by cops before. I had this one job, and they said that the registers were coming up light, so they were actually interviewing us, like, one-on-one, and it was the same thing. And they start off friendly and everything. They, like, ask you, like, personal questions just to put you at ease and stuff, and then they really go in hard. And they start accusing you, being like, tell me, you definitely stole this much money, you know how to get into this safe, and da-da-da. It's terrifying, and it's like, yeah. Like, you will admit to stuff that you didn't even do just because of how intimidating they can be. I mean, honestly, I'm surprised that Zoe Girl didn't, like, crack sooner.
Yeah.
But we'll have to wait and see for next time, so until then, I'm Kat MacBerrie.
I'm Doug MacBerrie. Gonna need a montage.
Montage!